Okay, Larry, I'm gonna attempt to do the 12 bar blues in A, the key of A. That means the root is A. So if it's 12 bar, it's the same thing as 1-4-5. So if it's A, 1, B, C, D, and E are my fourth and fifth. So I'm gonna play A, D, and E. D is my fourth, E is my fifth. All right, the way it looks is I play A. A can be played like, it can be barred off. It can be, and it can be played all over the neck. But when you're just playing this kind of standard blues progression, basic shuffle in the top 3-4 frets, and you're just playing on 2 strings, you're just barring off. You're gonna bar off the A string, the 5th string, and then you're gonna fret the 4th string, which is D. So I do 4 bars or 4 measures of that, and then I go to the 4th, which is D, which I just do the exact same thing, but I take everything down 1, D, right? So now I'm playing open D, and the G string is fretted on the 2nd fret. Right? So again, it's really, the D is if you're thinking of a chord, 1st, 3rd, and 5th, my D is the 1st, and then this fretted one is an A, and that would be, that A would be the 5th. Yeah, okay? So you play that for 2 measures, and then you go back to the A for 2 measures. And then we're gonna go to the 5, which is E. So it's just E minor, but you're playing string 6 and 5. String 5 is fretted. That becomes, it goes from A to a B. So this is E and B, a 1st and a 5th. Play that for 1 measure, then go back to D. So now I'm doing open D string, fretted 3rd string, which is G. Do that for 1 measure, and then I come on back home to A for 2 measures. And then you start all over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, the thing about it is at the end, you can do a turnaround instead. So I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna send this to you. So at the end, when you do 1 measure of the 5, the E, and then 1 measure of the D, the 4, and then come back for 2 measures of the 1, you can do like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's a turnaround. We'll worry about that later, adding that turnaround. You mentioned it, I think, maybe. So I just thought I'd throw it in there in case you had some familiarity with it. But so basically, it's just a basic shuffle. I'm just playing a fretted, one that's fretted, and 1 open, and then an open string. It's the same pattern over and over. 1, my 4, which is D for 2, 1, 2. Now I'm gonna go back to my 1, which is A for 2 measures. 1, 2. Now I'm gonna go to my 5, which is E for 1 measure. Back to the 4 for 1 measure, D. And then the end, you do 2 measures of the 1, the A, the root. 1, 1, 2, and then it starts all over. So you can see without that turnaround, where you know, it's really kind of lame without that turnaround. Because after that turnaround, then you go right to, and you can do little things with the turnaround too. Or there's little things you can do. But we can get to that stuff later. So I just wanted to give you a basic outline, because once we have this down, then I can play along and you can begin to just do like anything. It just opens up a lot of doors to do a lot of different things. And it's the foundation of all rock and roll. All rock and roll. It started with the work songs in the fields with the slaves, and then the British invasion. They took over. They took it. Beatles, Rolling Stones, and then oddly enough, the Americans became. It took a strange route. It went over across the pond, and then we fell in love with it because they turned the amps up and played it with distortion and made it even heavier than, say, a Buddy Holly or an Elvis. And by the time it came back across the pond, then it became heavy. Black Sabbath, and everything came through. It got real heavy. So anyway. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll send you a picture of this formula for the blues.